This conference will now be recorded.
So again, I just want to welcome everybody to Living Pain-Free Seminar. And I want to go through with you some of the
It's helpful,
principles
thank you.
and pain. And just if I can remind everybody just to put their phone on mute, that would be great, or their computer on mute. And also, I just want to share with you some of the principles and just tell you, first of all, that pain can come from a lot of places. You could have digestive system pain, so a lot of inflammation in the stomach gut. You could just have arthritis or joint pain, or the beginning of arthritis, where arthritis is not detected yet. You could have had a physical accident and you just have inflammation. You could have something like gout, where you're having tons of inflammation. Usually gout happens on the foot, but gout could be anywhere. You could get it on your hands. It's usually your extremities. I'm going to try to address all of these as we go, but again, if you have specific questions, please put it in the chat. You also may have something called fibromyalgia, and just want to let you know that if you've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, that is a doctor's way of saying that you don't fall into any of those categories and you're having lots of pain. We don't know where it's coming from, so you have fibromyalgia. So it's kind of like, you just have body pain everywhere, and it can't be diagnosed. And you're going to see on one of my slides where the root cause of almost all of these diseases are. But without delaying anything further, let me just share with you some more information about our Living Pain-Free seminar here and how you can make that a reality in your life. So first of all, I just want to tell you that although arthritis is and joint pain, body pain, that should say body pain, is not life-threatening, it is lifestyle threatening. So the reality is that even though you may not, die from joint pain, it really is your day-to-day life. I just with a client who's having incredible knee pain. They just started our program. Her husband is exercising, and already he's reduced his diabetic meds. We've only been on the program for 3 days. But she says, I can't even exercise because I'm in so much joint pain in my knees. So we know that whenever we have arthritis or inflammation, fibromyalgia, gout, any kind of inflammation, it really threatens and inhibits our regular way of life. So we want to drastically reduce that so that we can start feeling like we're living again. And so I just want to go through some of these issues. Fibromyalgia, muscle stiffness, inflammation could be creating body pain. Arthritis is a term that describes an inflammatory process that affects the joints and the tissues surrounding the joints. And I want you to see, and again, I know that there's a lot more pain in the body than just arthritis, but just having a look at those statistics and also realizing that the incidence of having more body pain and even more joint pain increases with age. Does that mean that we need to, and I just want to remind everybody to please put their, I'll try to mute everybody myself, but just if you can, to just put your microphone on mute if possible, just so that we don't get the background noise. So I just wanted to just point out here that many people will say that they are, with old age, it's just natural, I'm going to have joint pain. I'm here to tell you today that it does not have to be the natural result of aging. However, I will say that as we get older, our body is naturally going through, as horrible as it sounds, we're naturally decomposing, okay? So we're getting older. Our body doesn't function as well as it did before. So and we don't absorb nutrients as well. And when nutrients can't get to the cells, it also makes it difficult for us to be able to have all of our vital energy. But so yes, it is normal that as we get older, you know, we don't feel as vibrant as we did when we were 25, but it doesn't mean that you should have pain in your body that inhibits you from living a normal, abundant life. And that's just what I want to show you tonight. So a couple things. Again, this is a lot of information. I'm not going to go over everything, but I just want you to know that there are a lot of foods that we eat that can create inflammatory responses. It's very important that we understand that there are certain cells and processes that happen in the body that create inflammation. So understanding, especially that saturated fats can create an inflammatory response. How does this happen? Saturated fats, and again, I'm just going to give one example. Saturated fats begin to irritate the lining of our blood vessels. It creates little abrasions in our blood vessels. So how does the body respond to that? The body creates Band-Aids to heal those abrasions. So where does the body get a Band-Aid from? Believe it or not, your body will take calcium and paste it almost and create a calcium paste on those abrasions. Oh, beautiful. I just fixed that issue, the body says, but guess what? Where did it get that calcium from? You got it, folks, your bones and joints. So the more saturated fats that the body has, the more the body pulls calcium from our bones and joints, creating what's called, maybe you've heard of it, calcification. And then that calcification is obviously not the same size as your artery walls lining. So that narrows and narrows along with, of course, the pockets of saturated fats and built up cholesterol. And now our blood pressure is rising. Our cholesterol is going up. So these are other responses. It is rare that I meet somebody that just has high blood pressure. They also have arthritis, or they also have cholesterol, because all of these issues are married to each other. I want you to understand that sugar even releases sugar even releases lots of inflammatory responses in the body. Again, when the body has too much sugar in it, our acidity level is going up. The body's pulling calcium to fix that acidity level. Sugar in the blood is irritating. And so now we're creating a lot of inflammation. Understand that the preservatives that are in your food, especially MSG, create a lot of inflammation. Alcohol, caffeinated beverages, which we'll talk about, tobacco, also any kind of carcinogen. So whether that's smoking weed, whether that's smoking tobacco, all of these things are carcinogens. And when carcinogens go inside the body, it creates an inflammatory response. Understand also that gluten, because unfortunately, gluten is not a problem for everybody, but wheat is a problem for everybody. Even if you're not feeling like wheat's a problem, wheat is a problem. And I'll tell you, the reason being is that because wheat is so genetically modified, along with corn, along with a non-organic or non-GMO soybean, if you could just mute your microphone, please, caller. But because wheat is so inflammatory, wheat is so inflammatory because it's so genetically modified. So where wheat may have had maybe a small amount of gluten rate, it's now got more than 10 times the amount of gluten than the original kernel. So that being said, is that it creates a lot of inflammation because gluten in itself is inflammatory. So again, if there's a little bit of gluten in your diet, not a big deal. But if you're eating wheat, there's going to be a lot of gluten in your diet, as well as chromosomes that the body can't take apart. Dairy products are highly inflammatory. Not a lot of people realize. I'm so sorry, folks. I have somebody that is, I'm going to have to just try to find yeah, we're having a lot of feedback because not everybody's on mute. So I think I have muted everybody. Sorry, All right. So understanding that dairy products is also incredibly inflammatory. And I don't have the time tonight to go through all of the chemical reactions that each of these foods cause. But I will tell you, scientifically proven, all of these foods. And if you're more of a visual learner like I am, then here's a screen you might enjoy. So these foods, folks, of course, I haven't put all the preservatives, packaged foods, MSG in here, but your black tea, your green tea, your coffee, your chocolate, cacao, which is high in antioxidants, lots of flavonoids, but folks, the darker the chocolate, the higher the caffeine. So we're talking a lot of inflammatory responses in the body. And yes, that does include dark chocolate, and that might be new for people to hear, but it is the reality. I want to just draw your attention to the picture at the top of nightshades. So nightshades are your tomatoes, your peppers, whether they're hot peppers, whether they're sweet peppers, white potatoes. And I've had quite a few people ask me who buy their meals from Delectable Dishes, which does a fantastic job of even customizing for nightshades. Like, there's potatoes in my meal. But sweet potatoes or yellow Yukon Gold potatoes are not offensive like a white potato is. And please understand what I'm saying. This morning in my salad, because I ate my main course for breakfast, I had tomatoes in there. I had peppers in there. I don't have inflammation. So it's totally fine for me to eat these foods. But I don't eat wheat and I don't eat caffeine because those are creating the issue. So understanding that if you have inflammation, you're going to want to stay away from the nightshade vegetables, okay? Whoops. So if you are not having inflammation, you should be able to eat your nightshade vegetables. And when I'm talking inflammation, I'm not just talking arthritis and body pain. But if you're having digestion inflammation, you should not touch tomatoes, peppers, hot peppers, even cayenne peppers. Do you see the picture there? There's eggplant there, there's goji berries. These are actually all, once they digest, if you can see on the screen previous, you will see that they promote inflammatory degeneration, and the lectins also increase the gut permeability. So in a mouthful, the way that nightshades digest, because of the chemicals that are in them and that are produced when they digest, they will irritate inflamed areas. But if you don't have inflamed areas, or a lot of them, then most people could have nightshades as part of their diet. So just taking inventory of these foods, and now what can we do about it? So understanding that if you are having a lot of joint pain, our body is wrapped up, our joints are wrapped up with tons of fatty tissues. So it's important because a lot of the irritation that these foods that I mentioned causes will break through those fatty tissues because they're so permeable and they break down very easy. So it is important that you have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, your flax, your olive oil. You want to have olives, you want your chia, your hemp. These are fantastic sources for omega-3 fatty acids, but especially flax. And make sure it's ground. If you have flax whole, it will come out in the toilet through your bowel movements because your body can't really break through that. The other thing I want you to understand is that to grind your flax in small amounts and keep it in the refrigerator. So look through this list of really wonderful healing foods. Your garlic, your onions help the enzymes that can kind of work against fighting through this inflammation and tearing away cells. It helps to calm them down so they actually begin to heal. Garlic and onions contain a lot of sulfur as well, which is really fantastic for your body's detoxification process. So also cabbage, arugula will do that. We mentioned the garlic, and also foods that naturally have high enzyme contents contain bromelain. Bromelain naturally reduces inflammation. So that's your papaya, that's your pineapple, especially the core of the pineapple. Now, again, if you're constantly chomping on the core of the pineapple, you could ruin your tooth enamel because it's so high in enzymes. So you may want to blend that and drink that, maybe even as an evening meal. So there are a lot of different foods, especially tart cherry juice. And if you're getting tart cherry juice, really make sure it's tart. And you're not getting a sweetened one. And that also contains melatonin. So having that tart tongue twister, tart cherry juice at night can help reduce pain naturally and also aids in sleep. So a few things that I want to note though is that stress, my friends, I can't stress this enough. Stress releases so much cortisol. Let me say this in like as quickly as I can, but as potently as I can. Stress will kill you before eating all the foods on my bad food page would. Stress, whether you're a person who's easily anxious, whether you've gone through a lot of emotional stress, whether you're just like you worry a little bit, if you have a lot of a negative attitude, you always see the cup half empty, or you just you're just have negative thoughts a lot, you go through a lot of depression, you will almost always experience digestion issues, and then joint pain will come. So understand that stress, because of the amount of cortisol that stress releases, that cortisol is more dangerous than me, honestly, eating a Big Mac, French fries, followed by ice cream every day, happy. And that's not permission to eat those things. I'm just trying to show you how dangerous stress is. And no matter what, your stress is going to create pain in your body, because actually that's what it was designed for. A dog jumps in front of my car and I should respond quickly to, so your body was designed to be able to handle stressful situations, but then it can't be happening all through the day, because eventually that cortisol eats away at your cells, eats away at your good tissues, and then we've got like bone on bone and inflammation all over our body. Is there help for this? Of course there is. I love offering hope. So you're highly stressed. What can you do? Maybe we can talk to you about that later. I am a Christian and believe in, meditating on verses. Also just trusting that God works everything out. Even if all three of my blenders break down on a very busy Thursday afternoon. Yes, that actually happened last week. And they started smoking, almost causing a fire. Well, we're just not serving smoothies today. Nothing for me to stress about. So I'm saying this to say that you do have to get your stress in order, but you can eliminate those foods that we just talked about. And I will tell you that even somebody who is highly stressed, when they make a change to their diet, they find that their nervous system begins to heal so quickly that they begin to have the capacity to deal with stressful situations. But I do want you to understand that the raw foods, and I'm not asking you to gnaw on a carrot or eat a head of cabbage, but I am recommending that you have a big salad before your cooked meal. Why? Because the fibers from the salad will pull some of those irritating inflammation, inflammatory causing toxins out of your body from all the salad fibers, okay? And because a salad, so I'm talking your lettuce, your cucumbers, your celery, your arugula, your parsley, add some onions in there. Have a nice, wonderful big salad. Do not add fruits to it. Put lemon juice and olive oil, because vinegar is another irritant for inflammation. And with that salad, it's almost 90% water. So now we're thinning out the blood, adding tons of nutrients and phytochemicals into the body, which is fighting all of this inflammation. So always have more. If you're having a lot of body pain, you're going to want to be on a 75% raw diet. Now, if your digestive system is where the pain is, you might be on a 25% raw diet, and that's where my consultation will come into play. I'll be able to help you. But if it's arthritis, if it's just a lot of body pain, you will want to have a big bowl of fruit for breakfast with a little bit of oatmeal, and at lunchtime, a big salad with a little bit of cooked food. And folks, I cannot stress enough that fasting is so healing for inflammation. If you have a lot of body pain, you should be fasting at least once a week. In fact, I was reading through an age-old book, and this doctor was recommending that anybody who has arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis for 48 hours every week should never eat. Just drink water or vegetable juice. That's a tall order, but I know for sure that would work. But you know, that's a serious discipline. But if you could start doing fasting very often, not too often of long periods, because then your bowels dry up and it makes trouble, but at least once a week, do a day of fasting. Once a month, go through a 2 or 3 day juice cleanse. You will notice that as your body has a breakup digestion and it's not doing anything, it begins to heal in incredible ways. So also, these are some natural remedies that can also help with body pain and inflammation. And I'm going to then turn it over to Marina, if you can get ready in just about 1 minute. She's going to share her amazing testimony. But when you can warm up coconut oil and rub it into the area, I recommend you take your coconut oil and just like warm it lightly on the stove so it's just warm. Take that and rub it into your inflamed areas. It will actually open up the pores of your skin, seep through, and loosen up those joints and the pain. So that's an age-old remedy. Turmeric is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. Now, just by adding the powder here and there is not that helpful, but we do create a turmeric tonic, and you will find that it's incredible. It is organic cold pressed turmeric. We mix a bit of cayenne pepper, but not enough to create an inflammatory response, but enough to get your circulation boosted, and a little bit of lemon juice. And I'll tell you, this tonic is amazing. However, super expensive. 4 ounces is 10 bucks. 8 ounces is almost 20. But even if you start taking a turmeric capsule or juice your own turmeric, it's extremely powerful. Again, though, let me remind you, supplements are for speedy healing for a short period of time. You never want to live off supplements all the time. Contrast baths or contrast showers are also extremely healing. Even if your joint pains in your knees or your joint pains in your hands, you can just get a basin of hot as you can stand, a basin as cold as you can stand, and you're in the hot for like 15 seconds, then you go right to the cold for 5-10 seconds, then right to the hot, then right to the cold. You can also do that in the shower. It's extremely hot, then you put it to cold, hot, cold, and you're like, oh, that's nice. But it's wonderful because, folks, it pumps the blood, and the blood starts going up and down, up and down, up and down, and the vessels dilate and constrict, dilate and constrict. And what happens is all those white blood cells start moving around the body, start fixing the issues, circulation starts improving. So that's something that you can do on a very regular basis. And folks, if you need any more help than the information that I've shared with you, or you need more customized information for your specific health, we do nutritional consultations. There is a cost for it. It's $35 for 30 minutes. If you need that, we offer detoxes, of course. And if you just need some free information, if you go to the website and click on video consultation and just watch that video, the 8 Secrets of Healing, I'll tell you, that's a free consultation in itself because I explain it all in about 52 minutes. If you do need to book a consultation, just on that same page, you can fill out an intake form, and I will be in touch with you, or someone will be in touch with you within about 48 hours, and we can book your consultation as well. We, of course, do lots of programs here where we can customize your folder and all of that. So that being said, I want to turn the floor over to Marina, because Marina has been a longtime customer of the Energy Shack, But recently she decided to join our 28-day challenge. And Marina, as people are also coming on for the 28-day challenge question and answer period, but I just want to share, Marina has been a customer, as I mentioned, for a long time. And she's bought some healthy items here, but she had never jumped into making a change. And I did a consultation with Marina recently, and I'll tell you, she not only had a lot of bloating in her stomach, she had knee pain, she had neck pain, she has confirmed arthritis in her body, and she's not even 50 years old yet. And she was just going on a path of where she was just feeling like, what it sounded like to me is that, she was twice her age, 48, but feeling like she was 80. Not that there's anything wrong with being 80, but she was not feeling her age. So, Marina, if you're there, I will stop talking and just let you, in a few minutes, share with the group how your journey went and where you're at.
Hi, Carolyn. Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Okay. So, like Carolyn was saying, I suffered from chronic neck pain for about 2 years, and I was diagnosed with arthritis, and I constantly had daily headaches. I had the body aches. I had the joint pain, especially in my knee area. I constantly had cravings like for sugar, for sweets. I was always hungry. Um, and I had really low energy. Just felt lethargic, especially after I have my lunch in the afternoon. It was just my energy levels would just dip, and I was just exhausted. So what happened was I started the plant-based program, which was on February 1st. So now it's like day 11 for me. And immediately, I eliminated like the meat, the alcohol, the sugar, dairy, um, wheat from my diet. And immediately, I just saw results. I was amazed. Like I would have my fruit in the morning and it would fill me up and my headaches start stopping and I noticed my energy level, like especially from like day 3, it just increased and my sleep has been like so much better, like deep sleep. The I can't believe how my cravings just stopped and my skin is glowing and my body is like just stopped aching, like my knee pain has stopped, and it's just incredible, like just the change in like what I was eating, and I started putting proper nutrients in my body and eating like the fruits and the vegetables and the beans and nourishing my body, and it's just starting to heal and it's going to continue to heal. So I just want to tell everyone that for me, it's just the beginning, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next, 11 days. And it's just amazing how my body is just reacting to the food that I'm putting into it right now. So I just want to encourage everyone to stick with it, and it's simple. I just keep a variety. You don't have to be perfect at it, but I just keep a variety of fruits and vegetables, and I'm not even hungry. Like today, I had half my fruit like for breakfast, and I had my salad for lunch, and I had half my meal, and I feel great. And I don't eat after 3 p.m. and I just drink water, and I just have my chamomile tea at night, and that helps me relax, and I go to bed.
Awesome. Marina, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what was your pain like before on a scale of 1 to 10? Between
My
your neck and your knees?
Between all my pain, I would say it was above a 10. Like over a
Wow.
10, yeah, it was a lot of pain, especially in my neck and my knees. And now I would say it's like a 3.
Wow. And
Yeah,
how many
it's
days? How many days did it take? three
I'll,
years for this change?
11 days. It's my 11th day on the program, so it's
Yeah, but how
incredible.
long after you
Oh,
made the change?
I would say right away, like the third day, that's when I started like seeing it like stop, like it just stopped it right away.
Folks, I want you to get this because, there's quite a few people on tonight. And I want you to really understand and hear this. This is why I have such a passion for what I do, is because we don't have to be suffering. And the thing is you're hearing from Marina, she loved her wine and she loved her, or I don't know what alcohol you were drinking, but your meat and all of those things. And so moving to plant-based feels like and sounds like deprivation. Marina, do you feel deprived every day?
I do not feel deprived. Like I get everything from my fruits, my vegetables, my beans. Like it's incredible how I feel. I just feel so nourished and I feel satisfied. I walk by the chip aisle, I walk by the chocolates, and I don't care. It does not bother me. I don't even want it anymore. So
You know, folks, Marina, thank you so much for sharing. I'm just, I really, really appreciate it. So,
thank you.
folks, yes, I just want to encourage you, don't be afraid to sign up for that consultation or to watch the video and try to do it on your own. But I just want to encourage you that we don't have to be struggling with all this pain. Most of us, if it's not stress, it's because of the foods that we're eating that are creating such an inflammatory response in our body. And we've had a caller or one of our viewers just to ask me to share this screen, and I will, and then we're going to move to our question and answer time. But these are the foods, some of the main foods that create such inflammation in our body. And so it's very, very important that we're staying away from inflammatory causing foods. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for signing up for this seminar. I hope the information was valuable. I didn't see, besides Sarah and Grace, any other questions in the chat. We're going to be moving now into our question and answer period for our 28 challengers. And I would absolutely be happy to send the slides to you if you need them, Sarah and Grace. That wouldn't be a problem. Oh, and Marina wants to share that she lost 10 pounds already. She's been on the program for 11 days and she's lost 10 pounds, and she didn't even start with the detox. She did that long time before. So, wow, it's really incredible. So you guys are welcome to stay on. I'm just going to, for those who are being recorded, thank everybody for staying tuned for our Live Pain-Free seminar. And I hope that you can take this information, apply it to your life, share it with others that you know are in pain, or get them to go to our website and do the consultation, because we would so love to help everybody on the road to healing.